Hey, what's going on, everyone? Greg here, and although I wish I could go and ask future Greg about the Apple Watch Series 6, he stopped returning my calls. So the best I can do for you right now is talk about all the leaks and rumors that we have regarding the Apple Watch Series 6, and also some of the likely possibilities that I think that we can see for the Apple Watch Series 6, because of all the Apple products that are slated to be released this year, we actually don't know a ton about the Apple Watch Series 6. So for this video, I'm gonna do my best to go over all the information about the Apple Watch Series 6 we have, and again, giving some of my own conjecture and speculation as well. First, let's start with the design. Should we expect any new redesign of the Apple Watch Series 6, or maybe even some new colors and finishes? First off, the Series 4 Apple Watch was the big redesign for the Apple Watch. It reduced the bezels around the watch and even made the watch thinner so it sits better on your wrist. The chances for any redesign on the Series 6 seem pretty small, given the fact that Apple seems to be on this kick of updating their products on a 3-year cycle in terms of the overall appearance. It looks like the Series 4 design is probably in all likelihood going to stay around with us. So although I don't expect any sort of radical redesign this year, that doesn't mean we shouldn't expect any sort of design refreshes. There are some concepts and rumors floating around, including some schematics which can't be verified, that do show the Apple Watch Series 6 with a pretty similar design, but even smaller bezels around the display. So we could see Apple do a bigger push by reducing bezels on the Series 6, and maybe this will line up with the reduced bezels on the new iPhone 12. Furthermore, there's even more rumors that Apple might be looking to remove the side button on the Apple Watch, or feature a more recessed side button that would be a solid state button, so it actually wouldn't physically click, and it would be very similar to the iPhone 7's home button. Well, how about the possibility of some new colors or new materials? Last year for the Apple Watch Series 5, we got new materials like titanium being used on an Apple Watch for the first time. Personally, I don't think there will be any new material finishes this year, but Apple does love to introduce a new color or option when there isn't a redesign to give the product a fresh look. So maybe that means they'll bring back some options that they used in the past, like the now discontinued black ceramic version that would accompany alongside the white ceramic version. Or perhaps they can introduce new colors. One prevailing rumor was that Apple was going to refresh the Series 5 in March with a product red version. Obviously, that never came to light, so that could be saved for the Series 6. Another thing I'm seeing floating around Twitter is the possibility of a dark blue Apple Watch in the stainless steel variant. This would be to accompany one of the new rumored colors for the iPhone 12 Pro, and it could be a way to have a very cool matching set. Now, one of the bigger advancements that we have been expecting on a new Apple Watch for a couple of years now is Apple to change the display technology. Currently, Apple Watches use a OLED display. That's the same display that they use on the iPhone 11 Pro series, and it's the same display technology that they're going to be using on all of the iPhone 12s. Well, there have been rumors that Apple might ditch OLED on the Apple Watch in favor of micro LED. Micro LED would be a perfect display technology for the Apple Watch because it offers a lot of the benefits that OLED displays do, but also at the same time use less power. This was one of the earlier rumors that seemed to have a time frame of around 2020 for this technology to take place. However, it seems like we're going to have to wait a bit longer on micro LED. As notable Twitter Apple leaker Love to Dream, who, by the way, is an Apple leaker who tweets out these really cryptic tweets about how they're dreaming about this product's coming, or they're dreaming this product isn't coming, and they're basically like the Twitter Apple leaker version of like a Nostradamus. But this person's tweet says basically that Apple Watch is still going to be coming with the same OLED displays that ship on the current models. However, there might be some other changes with the display this year. And one of those changes will actually be the removal of a feature. So we all know that Force Touch has been a technology on the Apple Watch since the original Apple Watch. That's the display technology that allows you to press firmly on the display, and that kind of acts as a secondary input, almost like a right click on a computer. Well, it looks like Apple might be getting rid of that display technology based on evidence in watchOS 7. So currently in the watchOS 7 betas, the Force Touch ability has been removed. It has been replaced in some areas areas with a long press, but more often than not, the entire ability to either long press or force touch has been completely removed, and Apple has added additional new UI elements to navigate the operating system. Now you might say, Greg, maybe this is a bug or something like that. Well, I might agree with you, but we've seen Apple kind of do this before in the previous betas for iOS 13 before the launch of the iPhone 11. And as a lot of you know, the iPhone XS had an ability called 3D Touch, which is very similar to Force Touch. And in the iOS 13 beta, they got rid of the 3D Touch ability and replaced it with haptic touch. And now on the iPhone 11s, 3D touch is gone and you can only use haptic touch. So it looks like we're kind of seeing the same thing here with the watchOS 7 beta and the upcoming Apple Watch Series 6. That is to say that the Series 6 probably will not include Force Touch. However, it might not be all bad. Apple might be doing this for a specific reason. Apple could be adding to other areas inside of the watch. The Apple Watch is an incredibly small piece of technology, especially when we compare it to something like our phones, which are already pretty small. So in a device that small, every little centimeter is super important. By Apple removing this component, they can make way for other benefits. For example, when Apple removed the 3D touch sensors in the iPhone 11 and iPhone 11 Pro, Apple was able to significantly increase the battery size and give us much better battery life. This could also be a possibility for the Apple Watch Series 6. Now that watchOS 7 includes sleep tracking, Apple might want to take the opportunity to bulk up the battery inside of the new Apple Watches and maybe get it closer to 2 days of full use. Potentially, Apple could be adding other more important features with that extra space as well. Earlier this year, there was a report out by The Verifier, and in this report, they said that Apple was exploring the ability of adding Touch ID sensors to the Apple Watch, either under the screen or by incorporating it into the side button or digital crown of the Apple Watch. Touch ID on the Apple Watch just makes a ton of sense, especially when you consider that Face ID seems pretty impractical. And an added layer of authentication means Apple Watch users are more likely to use stronger 8-digit passcodes, and it also adds an extra layer of security for Apple Pay mobile payments. Of course, one of the biggest focuses of the Apple Watch is as a health device. The first iterations brought us heart rate monitoring. The Series 4 gave us the ability to take an actual EKG with a device strapped to our wrist and the life-saving fall detection feature. Now with the Series 6, it looks like Apple will be adding another health sensor in the form of a blood oxygen sensor. In fact, code snippets of the blood oxygen sensor are already present in iOS 14 code. Now, normally a blood oxygen sensor would be used to measure your oxygen levels. A rate of 95 to 100% is considered normal, and below 80% could lead to compromised heart and brain functionality, according to 9to5Mac. Now, one of the things we know about Apple is when they add technology like a blood oxygen sensor, it's usually in a more straightforward and human way of telling you what is actually going on in your body, rather than just giving you a blood oxygen reading. In fact, when we had John Prosser on the GadgetCast podcast, link in the description, he told us all about Apple's plans to use the oxygen sensor for an area that's usually pretty underserved in the health field, managing our mental health. For example, according to Prosser, the Series 6 would be able to warn users that they are about to experience a panic attack and may suggest methods to reduce your level of anxiety and stress. Which, by the way, is a feature that I could really use right about now as I'm recording this video and staring directly into the camera. I am just getting a ton of anxiety and I almost feel a panic attack coming on right now. Now moving on, this year I think we can also see some other improvements to the processor inside of the Apple Watch. After the disappointing S5 chip upgrade of last year, which was basically still a S4 system on a chip with an added compass, the Series 6 should be slated to get some processor improvements, and I would hope some better processor efficiency above all else. With the coupling of a bigger battery and better processor efficiency, this should result in not only better performance and longevity, but increased battery life as well. As for the pricing of the Series 6 Apple Watch, I think it will be very in line with the current pricing for the Series 5. So I would expect it to start at the same $399 for the 40mm GPS model, and then of course prices going up a little bit for the bigger 44mm model, and then added costs for cellular functionality or higher end material finishes like stainless steel or titanium. And when can you expect to get your hands on one of these Series 6 Apple Watches? Well, not too long. We're already at the end of July, so we only got about 1 month to go. And then in September, we should see Apple's annual event. And I would expect, maybe unless there's some sort of shipping delays considering everything that's going on, I would still expect the Series 6 Apple Watch to either launch sometime in late September or maybe early October. But so far, these are all the leaks, rumors, and possibilities with an Apple Watch Series 6. Please let me know in the comments below, are you excited for the Apple Watch Series 6? And what sort of features would you like to see added to an Apple Watch Series 6? As always, if you like this video, make sure you give me a like. If you want to see more from my channel, make sure you're subscribed. Also, if you want to connect more with me, make sure you follow me on Twitter. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone.